the thing I'm most proud of with our team is that really every day they come in here and they're locked into what we're doing at that present time, whether it's the way they are in the weight room, whether it's the way they are with the flexibility and the conditioning, certainly the way they are in practice, their film sessions, and they take every opponent very, very serious. And that's exactly what we did with Illinois. Great respect for John and his program, and certainly their personnel. We knew that we had to be, of all the games, this team had the most spacing because they had their 5 men could really shoot the ball. Obviously, Finke is one of the great three-point shooters in our league. Maverick Morgan can drill it from 15, 17 feet. And it was going to be some harder matchups, so we had to be that much more locked in, because if you overhelp on this team, they can break you down and kick it out to three-point shooters. So I thought our guys were really locked into that. They were locked into knowing that they were going to come with a lot of edge and energy on the glass. And once we figured out that we needed to continue to go through the paint to get our three-point shots and play through the post and through the paint to get ball reversal, we were much better. And because there were times early in the game that we were not stagnant, but the ball sat in a couple different areas. It's got to go through the slots and the corners and continue to be reversed so that we can get our spacing better. And that's and at the end of the day, that's what allowed us, I think, to get the three-point looks that we got. So we have a lot of respect for them. They're going to win games. They've got some of the tougher matchups in this league, and this was a great win for us because again, the respect level that we have for them. As far as personal performances, we had a lot of really good ones, but I'll start with the obvious one with Yogi. Yogi, I said this to somebody today. His work ethic came in here really, really strong when he came here 4 years ago, and it has only grown. And he is, without question, usually one of the last guys off. And most importantly, he's always finding ways to get back on. And that has nothing to do with what we're doing in practice. He is always full throttle in practice, always has been. But it's the extra work that he puts in, it's the extra film work that he puts in, it's the way he's carrying his teammates with him. And rarely do you see him watching film on the road by himself. There's a couple guys in there with him. And I think all those things manifest themselves into having a guy that they really look to they want Yogi to succeed. And because they know that Yogi is going to find them. And he sets the tone defensively, he sets the tone offensively. And what I love about him is he's incredibly happy for their success. And his maturity is well on its way. We've got a lot of basketball left. We've got a lot of games left. We've got 12 regular season games, I think, right now. And there's a lot of basketball left to be played. But if he stays on this path of continuing to improve the way that he is and keeps that work ethic that way, he'll leave here with a really strong legacy.
Bob?
Go ahead.
Tom, defensively, what has changed since early in the season when you guys were struggling in that area? How did it happen?
Well, I think it's happened over a period of time. We're not really teaching different things. I think I told Mike Tirico with ESPN, I said this to him today, that I went back to the Vegas game yesterday to look at some things that Dave Rice was running at Las Vegas, and I'm watching it, I was going, wow. I mean, we're so different, right? Because Thomas Bryant is different. So I think it starts with, there's a real commitment to the guys to get better defensively, and the freshmen have really improved. And now where OG and Jawan are on the court the way that they are, not only do they have the physical attributes, but they're getting the mental part of it as well. And it's not like we've done a lot of different things. We've just tried to get better at what we were doing. Early on, we weren't aggressive enough. Early on, we didn't have enough experience guarding good ball screens and teams that really tried to space us out. We weren't as aggressive as we needed to be with moving on the pass. We'd move on the catch a little bit, so we'd be a little bit late. But I think it's just experience, it's practicing that way every day, and them knowing that, we can score points, but our identity has got to come from what we do defensively and what we do rebounding-wise, and it starts with the transition, which is where we've really got it. We've made a lot of strides, and hopefully we'll continue to get even better at that.
Pete? And Tom, with Yogi, the ability to be a facilitator as well as a scorer, how difficult is that to coach, and is that game knack that Yogi has?
Well, it's not difficult at all because he's so smart. and he's extremely smart, and he's got a very good basketball temperament. He's very cerebral, and he's playing different positions on that court that most people have no idea that he's in. And we'll do things defensively in practice. We had a situation yesterday. We changed defenses in practice against the scout team, and a couple of coaches didn't even know we changed. And they're pretty astute to it, right? It's because of the things that Yogi can do, and that's the thing. It's not the obvious that's so good about him. That's pretty clear, right? He shoots it. He's quick. He's strong. He defends. He can pass the ball. But it's the ground that he covers. It's the covering for his teammates. It's the communication that's picking up. So really, it's not hard to coach him at all because he wants to get better, and he's growing up, right? He's growing up. So never going to talk about him in past tense until that day comes. Right now, he's like all of them. It's a work in progress because he wants to get better, and there's still a lot of room for him to get better. And the more I'm around him, the more I know that his best days are going to be at that next level. I have no doubt in my mind about that. I never really have. But now as he gets older, I have no doubt in my mind because he's got so much to give because he spends so much time at it. And it's an honor to coach him.
Terry?
27 assists on 37 baskets, and also Troy has 5 assists and no turnovers.
I didn't realize that. So I didn't realize he didn't have any turnovers. I haven't studied that very good. That's good. It makes the night even better. So Troy, we spend a lot of time together. You know, he really wants to be really good. He's growing up, and we keep trying to show him and have him see the things that are really going to be measurables for him. His decision making, his rebounding, what he gets done defensively. Because the shooting and all those kind of things, they're becoming better and better because of the work ethic and the improvement aspect of the program that's always ongoing here. At least I hope it's always ongoing here. But it's that decision making and it's that rebounding which is going to be the things that are going to separate him. And the more that he understands that and buys into that, and understands that his rebounding is a strength and he never wants to get away from it. His quickness and his speed can be a great strength, can be a great weapon, but he doesn't want to make it a detriment. He's really astute to learning and getting better. And that's what's got to keep up. And if that keeps up, he's going to keep improving.
Tom, I think you coached against Michael Lewis while he was here. I mean, what strikes you, I guess, what do you remember most about Michael Lewis when he was playing?
Well, I sat with Michael a couple weeks ago at a game. I have a great respect for him. Actually coached against him, and then with Tom Izzo and I took a team to Europe. I was Tom's assistant on a Big Ten All-Star team when they did that, and Michael was the Indiana representative. So got to actually coach him for a couple of weeks. Michael was one of those pure, tough, do what it takes to win. And I think if you ask the average person who the assist leader was, I'm not sure they would know Michael Lewis. You know, they knew Indiana basketball, they would. But if you asked who one of the great winners at Indiana was, knew one of the tough guys at Indiana was, Michael Lewis's name would come up. And the fact that he made his teammates so much better during that time that he was here says a lot about him. I think he's going to be a great head coach. And he's got a inner and an outer toughness that's really, really clear. And I think for Yogi to be in that company of Michael Lewis and Quinn Buckner and the others that are right up in that top group, that's pretty strong.
Yogi didn't know that Lewis held the record. He didn't know the assist that actually put him over the top. Does that surprise you at all?
Well, to be honest with you, we really don't spend time talking about those type of things. I mean, he's aware about the assist. The biggest thing with Yogi is this won't be the last time that he's hitting some accolades if he stays on the path he's on. But the most important thing he wants to be is known for winning. And I think that we don't really spend a lot of time talking about, just like we don't spend a lot of time in the negative, we don't spend a lot of time in the positive. We spend the majority of our time in what do we got to get better at now? And as a coach, we always want to look down the road some, with your team, but the most important thing is to stay right in that moment. So they're pretty tunnel visioned into getting better.
What was it that made you raise his hand?
Because he set a record. And it wasn't because we won the game. It wasn't because it was a chance. We'll honor him, the right way. But it was a chance. I've done that a couple times with guys hit their 1,000th point. I just think to me, it's my chance to show them that we wouldn't be there without him, right? I mean, it's a spur of the moment deal, and then there's ceremonies, but it's just quick, you know, it's quick. We weren't gonna stop the game, but taking him out at that point, just to make sure fans give him just a little bit extra because he deserved it.
Tom, is it unfair to suggest that some of the defensive improvement has come about the time that James Blackman went out? Maybe because your team understands that it doesn't have as much scoring and needs to be more defensive oriented? Yeah,
I don't think it's a realistic. I've heard that from some others. It's James Blackman put 21 on Illinois last year. He put 24 on Minnesota. We're taking 16 points, 26 minutes, high-level shooting out of our lineup. It's changed our spacing. I mean, we're doing things right now with our team that we've got to, you know, we're building the fundamentals constantly, but we're trying to make up for that. So the thing that people, they don't always see, it's like this defense, this team getting better. They don't always see the improvement level of all of them. Well, James was making improvements too. And when he got hurt, it was at a time when we're hitting the Big Ten schedule. So it wasn't like there was 2 weeks to play some non-conference games and, you know, try to figure out what we're going to do. So yeah, we miss James Blackman. I mean, it's, ask Mike Krzyzewski what it's like playing without Emil Jefferson. I mean, when you take a really good player out of the lineup that's capable of so much, you're going to feel the effects of that. What it's done is, there was no one player that is going to come in, and I think we went through this a little bit in Rutgers, where a couple guys thought, you know, I may get those 16 points. Well, it doesn't work that way. I mean, it's got to come from everybody, and what it's done is, OG was that much more ready to play and is getting more minutes. Juwan Morgan was starting to get healthy, and Thomas Bryant was starting to get healthy. And they're getting more reps in practice. They're getting, Thomas Bryant shoots the ball from 3 every day in practice. Tonight was the one that he took, right? So you want them to continue to get better. And James was no different. And now our mission is to help him get better at the things that we can control right now, his strength and some other things that we've got planned drill-wise for him, and help him rehabilitate. But I hope we miss James Blackman. I mean, he's one of the great combination shooting guards, whatever you want to call them, certainly in his class, one of them in the country. And he understood that he had to get better defensively to be a good player on this team, because the team needed to get better defensively. So we miss him. Trust me, if he was out there, we'd figure out a way to have him.
I guess at some level, are you pleased? It seems like at some level maybe losing him sharpened guys up.
I don't agree with that. I think I don't agree with that at all. I think guys are in practice. They're getting better in practice. I don't know how to answer that other than I don't agree with that. I think it's all about improvement. It's all about understanding your assignment. It's all about helping your teammates. And really, what happens is you get your opportunity. And then you either utilize your opportunity and continue to get more of them, or somebody else gets them. And we've had to reconfigure some things more than most people would realize without him in there. I mean, everybody gets a tougher matchup right now. So, in that sense, does it sharpen them up? I guess it makes them that much more aware, you know, of who they're dealing with. But we miss James Blackman. I mean, there's no doubt about it, and he'd be enhancing what we're doing.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.